Hi guys, and welcome back to Blues Focus TV. And today I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the upcoming Blues fixture at home against Blackpool. It's going to be a very tough game, but I believe we can get something out of this one. So let's start off with the opponents. And Blackpool, they currently sit in 11th place, but they're only 4 points off the playoffs. They've only lost one game out of their last 7. And on away form, in the away table, they're 4th in the league with 13 points from 9 games. So they're a good side. Their last 3 games have all been draws, and they've been tough fixtures to be honest. They've played QPR, Swansea and West Brom. So to come away with no losses in those fixtures is very good, and they're definitely the best out of the newly promoted sides so far. I'm expecting a low-scoring fixture here, as in 19 games, they've scored 20, conceded 21. So, 1 goal scored, 1 goal conceded per game, pretty much. Now, let's get on to the Blues. And Blues, we're sitting in 17th place, and we're 4 points behind Blackpool. Now, our last game was obviously that 0-0 draw with Coventry. And it's our only point in our last 3, as we lost the 2 games before that. That Coventry game was very good from our perspective. We defended well, we kept them out, and it's the first time that Coventry haven't scored a goal at home this season. So, getting that draw was very good for us. We didn't really look like creating anything, but we dug in and we defended very well throughout the game, which was one of the only really positives I could take. Now, for this game, Gary Gardner and Ryan Woods will both be out suspended. That means that Jordan James is more than likely going to start in midfield, as Bowyer's shown a lot of faith in him, and I believe he can do a job there. So I'm looking forward to seeing him sitting next to Sunjic. And Pedersen is another one that should be back from injury now. We've had a few come back. We had Sanderson come back. And now we've got Pedersen coming back from injury, which is going to be a big bonus for us. The right side of defence is a bigger worry. Marcel Oakley went off with a minor injury against Coventry, hoping he's okay to play this one. But Castillo came on against Coventry. He did a good job. He's a wing back. So we've got players that can at least fill in if Oakley is out. But Pedersen should be playing, which means that he'll either slot in at centre-back for Harley Dean, or he'll play at left wing-back. I think he'll probably play left wing-back because he's obviously a more natural defender than Bella. But I don't know where I'd play him, to be honest. It's just good to have him back in the team. George Friend and Jordan Graham, I don't think they'll be ready for this one. Should be ready for the Millwall game next week, which, again, more players back, we need it. The main thing we're missing now, for me, after they come back, Colin, Sanchez, and obviously Chong is quite long term. So if we can get Colin back as soon as possible, that would be great, as right wing back is a department we're struggling in. But Graham should be back next week, so we've got cover at least. We've got someone to play that position. Now I want to talk about Ryan Woods. His dismissal against Coventry, for me, isn't a red card. Then we appealed it, and it wasn't given. That they've kept the 3-match ban, which I can't understand, because as Lee Bowyer said in his interview after the game, those challenges happen every single week. In every fixture, on a weekend, midweek, they happen. And he never sees a red card given for any of the challenges like that, which is very true. It's stopping a counter-attack. Now, in a way, I don't agree with the decision, but I agree that that should be punished further than a yellow card, because it's just a cynical challenge. So, I agree, I've always thought those challenges should be punished harsher, but the rules state that that's a yellow card. So until the rule book says that that is a red card challenge, how can it be given as a red card? If the rules stated that that is a red card challenge, the player wouldn't do it. So he knew what he was doing. He did the challenge because he assumed he'd get a yellow card for it and then got sent off. So there's a bit of a loophole in the rules there, and if they want to give a red card for that, one, I want to see that given red cards consistently across all fixtures, which would probably mean that there'd be at least 2 red cards in every match. And secondly, I want the rules to state that that is actually a red card. And until it does, it can't be given. But we've just got to deal with it now. The EFL have made that decision. It's a wrong decision in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinions. But we've just got to live with it because there's nothing we can do about it now. Now, this fixture, it's going to be a tough game. But having Pedersen back, I'm assuming, will be a big plus. Woods and Gardner playing in centre mid with Sunjic, I don't think they've been doing a great job as of late anyway. I'd like to see someone new come in January, but it might be good to see Jordan James have a run out. You never know, he could play brilliantly and actually become our main centre mid in that position, because I haven't been too impressed with the other two lately. So it could end up being a blessing in disguise. I'm not so sure, but I'm trying to take a positive out of it. Now, let's move in to the head-to-head. And in the head-to-head, we last played each other in the 14-15 season. So it's been a long time since we've played Blackpool. And in that season, we won 1-0 at home and they won 1-0 at home. So the home team did better in that fixture then. And us being at home against Blackpool, we were unbeaten in 6, going back until before we were in the Premier League with them, because we beat them both times in the Premier League when we were there. And we've won 3 and drew 3 of those 6 unbeaten. So you'd favour us, but I think still with players out injured, my prediction for this one, and I'd definitely take this as a result, will be a 1-1 draw. So those are my thoughts on the upcoming game against Blackpool, but I want to know, what are your thoughts? Who's going to win the game, if anybody? What's the score going to be? And who's going to get the goals? Let me know down in the comments. Please like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more Blues related content. And if you've enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate you going over to my channel and just having a look at what you see. And if you like what you see, then subscribe. That'd be much appreciated. This is going to be a very tough task, but hopefully we can win the game. I've been James from Blues Focus TV, and up the Blues.